rain continues to come cascading down. 14 wins in a row for Wales. They were 10th in the world rankings when Warren Gatland took over. They now will be second when the new rankings are announced next week. There's confirmation of the table with one match still to go. Wales get an extra 3 points for winning a Grand Slam. So many facts and figures I could throw at you. That's Wales' 4th Grand Slam in 15 years. They've won more Six Nations Grand Slams than any other country. An immense day for Welsh rugby, Sam.
An amazing victory, and I did feel if Wales, for whatever reason, didn't win today, they wouldn't have won a championship since 2013. Wales have been too good over the last 5-6 years not to win a title, and I'm so happy for all the players involved, for Warren, all the coaching staff. There have been some ups and downs over the past 5-6 years, but after that performance today, to win 25-7 against a second-ranked team in the World Islands, it's a phenomenal effort, and I'm so pleased for all the players and management involved.
I should mention two people who in the crowd today who are going to be unbelievably proud, because Gareth Anscombe's parents, who live in New Zealand, apparently made the decision earlier this week that they would fly all the way over, and they got here just in time to see the game and to see their son be the man of the match.
It was an incredible performance from the whole Welsh team, and we talk about the other Grand Slams, they always seem to be in Cardiff the last game, but I was nervous coming to Cardiff today. I think that's the best team that's come to Cardiff for Wales to try and topple, to get over the line and win the Grand Slam. But Wales just made a very good team. They looked very, very ordinary today. They out-harried them. They were more professional. They were more detailed. They won those big moments, and it was just an incredible final day performance from Wales. A thoroughly deserved Grand Slam.
Yeah, you speak about big moments, and many of those during the game, and bitterly disappointing from an Irish point of view. Taking nothing away from Wales. Really, like Rory Best has said, deserved Grand Slam champions, but this championship for Ireland, very, very disappointing. Like I said, it's 4 poor performances, a little bit of a redemption last weekend against a poor French side, but there's a lot to be done before guys get on that plane to Japan. A lot of rebuilding to be done. The last 18 months has been phenomenal, but the Six Nations has proven that there are weaknesses there, and Joe Schmidt has used 36 guys in this championship, and lots of injuries, but that'll be the one positive he'll take from this. The guys have got on the field and got to experience Six Nations, and given the World Cup that's coming ahead, give guys opportunities to play. But yeah, very, very disappointing.
Martin, when you come to play here, are you actually playing though against 17? You're playing against the crowd and the stadium.
It's an amazing atmosphere here. When they get going, I mean, the players have inspired the crowd, and then the crowd in turn inspired the players. That second half, Ireland were never coming back. The crowd got into it, and Wales were just on top of the game. And when it's like that, it's easy sat here with a cup of tea telling you what you should do. When you're playing in that atmosphere, it's very, very, very difficult. And it's actually been a privilege to be here these last 2 games. The atmosphere has been very, very special.
And when you're wearing that red jersey, do you grow an extra foot or 2?
Yeah, you do. It's easy to say in hindsight, but a couple of Grand Slam games we've been involved with, you just felt unbeatable. And they looked, every one of them, there's so much belief in that team. They could be burdened by the responsibility and the pressure, but they don't. They thrive on it. They're an incredible group. 14 games unbeaten. It's a very, very special team Wales have got on their hands at the minute. And I think Alan Wynne-Jones made a very good point there. They can improve as well, because it's, and that's a scary point, but they've just been sensational for the last 12, 18 months.
Warren Gatland's 43rd victory as a Six Nations coach, and he is the first coach in history of the 5 or the Six Nations going back to 1910, the first coach ever to win 3 Grand Slams.
He's been amazing. I think Warren Gatland, Sean Edwards, but then the backroom staff of Rob McBride, Neil Jenkins, Rob Howley, they've all had a massive part to play, and we're so pleased that no team has coped with Wales physically in this Six Nations. They've come on top in the physical battle out of all 5 games they've played, and rugby at its heart is a brutal collision sport, and Wales have won that in the last 5 games they've played.
And if ever there was a match that proved what Sean Edwards has been saying about attack sells tickets but defence wins you matches, you never felt, with a 16-point cushion, you never felt that Welsh defence could be penetrated 3 times, did you?
No, and they make you play, but teams say, we didn't play very well. A lot of that is Wales putting you under pressure. You can see Ireland getting frustrated by it. They didn't have time. Things they've done that have worked weren't working. And that defence from Wales is smothering. It's smothered England and it's smothered Ireland today.
Yeah, it is, and it's even guys like Dan Bigger coming off the bench, leading the line, making those physical hits. The back row for me today, Moriarty, Navidi and Tipperick, just the amount of work they got through. They were absolute machines. We mentioned how good the Ireland back row was before the game, totally eclipsed by that trio today. Just incredible performance from everyone, and it's all bodies on the line which you talk about, you've got to go out and deliver, and they did that today.
Yeah, we've spoken about that physical battle, and an area where Ireland have really been dominant in the previous games. And you know, Wales, once they got their noses in front today, you know, Ireland found it extremely difficult, and they were never going to break that Welsh defence down. You know, 16 points up at half-time, and it was a very, very difficult task for Ireland. But it's all about that game line, that physical battle, and Wales were unbelievable today on that defensive line, and Ireland struggled to break it down.
Beyond the bounds of possibility now to imagine Alan Wynne-Jones lifting the World Cup in November?
No, it's not. I think they've got a group, they've got strength in depth. He's the one player we can't afford to get injured. We've done this so arguably, I think, without the best player over the last maybe 5-6 years, Toby Faletau. You know, we've done it without him, who was like the one player who we thought, if he's out of the team, where do we go? But Ross Moriarty has just been an absolute warrior in that 8 jersey. Alan Wynne is, you know, as Martin says, is an absolute icon of the game. So yeah, they've got a squad, they've got belief. A little dampener on that, you look at the last 2 World Cups, the teams that have won the Six Nations before that World Cup have both blown it, you know, in Ireland in 2015 and England in 2011. So it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do well in the World Cup, but the belief for the next 4 or 5 months is going to be huge.
I was really pleased to see Alan win. You think in the euphoria of winning a Grand Slam, it'd be so easy to get carried away, but he said we still got to improve, and he won't forget, because he was part of the 2012 team when we won the Grand Slam, and then we went on an 8-game losing streak. You know, we lost all 3 games in Australia, then the Autumn Series, so he knows more than anyone, Grand Slam's fantastic, celebrate it for the next 48 hours, but when they get back into pre-World Cup camp, they've got to kick on again to make sure that doesn't happen.
You only have to look at Ireland to see how quickly it can all change.
Yeah, well, that last word to you, Peter, on that. How do Ireland suddenly, you know, revert? If the card's in reverse, how do they change gear and go forward again?
Well, we've seen that we need our best players on the field.
You need Johnny Sexton playing better than today.
Johnny Sexton didn't play well today, and you need the top guys operating at a level consistently. You don't want your top guys have to do it all the time. You need everybody else obviously rowing in behind them. When you guys like Toner, you've got guys like Henshaw out injured, Van der Fleer, Dan Levy. We need these guys on the field. We need these guys part of a training camp. We need these guys to go forward. And Murray and Sexton haven't been in form. When 1 or 2 guys like that aren't performing, and they have such a huge impact on the game normally, and when things don't go well for them, then we start to see it crumbling around us. So there's a lot like I said, a lot of homework to do. Guys have got to be on their game, and we need the best guys on the field at the time.
On a day like today, Martin, do you wish you were Welsh?
No, not quite. No.
He knew he didn't not to go to Twickenham today, though, didn't he? He knew that was a dead rubber.
I sort of thought coming here, if Wales win a Grand Slam, but actually, look, they deserved it. They've played very, very well. They know what they do, and their players, even though some of them are not household names outside of Wales, they've all come and done their job very, very well. And their defence has really led them to a Grand Slam. The World Cup's very different. It seems like a long time from the Championship to a World Cup. So I think all the teams can get better. I think England, Wales, all these guys can get better. So it's going to be interesting.
Okay, well, listen, thanks for sharing the last 6 weeks with wherever we may have been. It's been interesting. I mean, Wales are the Grand Slam champions, but there's a lot of work to do, as everyone's been saying, between now and Japan, which starts in 6 weeks' time or so. It goes without saying that Cardiff tonight is going to be mayhem, I think, but joyous mayhem as well. And it's been fantastic to go all the way through the campaign from that first half when they were 16-0 down, and 6 weeks later, they're Grand Slam champions. For Wales, across the board, it's been gat-tastic. Bye-bye.